Hey, it's your girl Mooney 69 Ways. And I am here for Sinners movie review. And I am not here alone. I am here with some lovely ladies who are here to go through this movie with me. First up, we're gonna introduce Nita the Diva.
Hey,
Hey girl.
hey, y'all.
Hey. And next up we got the one who like to put people in furnace. Miss Inga.
what's going what's going on? How y'all doing this evening?
I'm
How's
good. I'm good.
everybody?
Making it. So we are here. This is the movie of the year. Would you say, you guys?
I think so.
Stand
I
up
I
think
mean,
so.
10,
yeah,
10 out of 10, no notes.
10 out of
Except I
10.
got a lot of
Okay.
notes, okay?
Yeah, for me it is. I know everybody got their different opinions. Some people
Hmm.
don't feel that way, but I feel it's a 10 out of 10. I personally I loved it so much that I saw it yesterday, last night, and then I went back today this afternoon, saw it again. So I've
Hmm.
seen it twice, and if I get a chance, I'm gonna see it a third time. I'm gonna take a couple. I gotta take a break because it was very emotional. I had a breakdown and cried Friday night about it. I cried today about it. It was a lot of scenes that was just emotional,
Yes.
thinking about a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna take a little break, get my emotions back in check, and then I'm gonna maybe next time I'll take some other people to see it too. So no, I
Yeah.
love. Hmm.
It's not
Um.
scary, Shayna Boo.
Yeah. No. Okay. Well, let me address Shane on that one. Okay. I don't do the hard things. Okay. I like. I've said all the time. Like when Tamika, shout out to her when she be doing her what you should be watching. Tamika always put in. They go Tamika right there. She always put in all the hard stuff. I don't do the hard. I like what you call it, true crime, some thriller, little
Uh,
suspense, little who done it type of thing, little, the detective type stuff. But when I first saw them, months and months and months and months ago, they were showing little clips about it. And
Uh-huh.
I said, "Oh no, this is hard. I don't do the hard thing because I ain't got because the hard nowadays ain't the same as the hard I grew up on, like
Nope.
Jason and Halloween, where I knew that was fake. This stuff now is all demonic and evil, and I ain't got time to have that shit in my dreams. I got my real life shit going on. So,
Okay.
um,
Look.
you know what I'm saying? So, but this is different. Even though I did jump, now I was like this Friday night in the theater. I was like this. I did jump. I was like this
Not
in the
the
in the chair.
not the
I was
witness
in.
protection.
the
Yeah,
end.
I was in. I had my hood on my head. I had a hoodie on, and I had my hood, on, and I was, and I jumped, and yeah.
But it was
But
towards
when
the end,
you,
though. They put it towards the end. It wasn't.
yeah, I mean, it was times when I jumped and stuff. Look, I jumped when that damn snake came out. I just jumped, you know what I'm saying? But however, it's not a hard. So
It's
I
always
do want to
not.
let everybody know, Shane or whoever. I'm the first to tell you I don't go see no hard, but this is not hard. This
Yeah.
is not hard,
This is
and
a
I don't even
history
do
This
lesson.
is
vampire
a
stuff.
this is
This
a
is
different kind of
different.
horror. This is
It's
No,
a
this is
even though
real
elevated.
life horror. No,
It's
this is
yeah, that's
real
what I'm
life
saying.
horror.
That's
elevated.
what I'm
This is
saying.
the people in the White House horror. It's them type of people. It's
Yes.
real life stuff. No, this
Yes.
it's a metaphor for what we dealing with right now today.
Yes. Yes.
When you watch your news, that's them people in that damn movie. That's the
Definitely.
way I looked at it. I mean, unless I'm wrong, y'all.
No,
I
you
mean,
you
I
you
looked at
know.
it that way. I didn't look at it as like dancing with the vampire or whatever that movie was. I don't I don't look at
No.
it in them type of things like that. You
It's a
know,
history lesson for me.
it's
Like
a history.
I,
Thank you.
I want I want y'all to open your eyes and really look at this movie. You can look at this movie as just your typical story.
Hey, Lawrence.
However, it is a history lesson to black people. And if you get it, you get it. You get it, you get it.
Now
And
it's definitely a history lesson. I agree with
we're
that
gonna break
sentence
it
one
down, y'all.
hundred
We're gonna
percent.
break it down. It's this
Mhm.
is spoiler heavy. So if you don't want to be spoiled, we are talking all things center.
Yeah,
So
I don't know how to not spoil. So
You
If
know,
yeah, that yeah,
We
I don't
know,
know how.
we know
Yeah,
Inga.
you know Mo always got to rail
He be
rail
trying.
again because how does blur stuff. So I don't know how to not sport, but yeah. Oh, Amina said she saw it twice.
Amina.
Yeah, and she gonna see a third. See, that's what I'm saying. It's
Me too.
real
Me
good.
too.
It is fantastic, y'all. When I
I
tell y'all,
almost want to pay for somebody to go if they ain't seen it. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
so layered. Like, yes, I want to like rent out a
Get some
movie,
damn gift cards
a
at the
whole
AMC
theater,
for them
and
to
rent
be
it out for everybody to just go see.
right.
That's how
Lord,
good this movie is.
yeah,
Yeah.
people should be. We all really should be all getting together and find a theater and rent the whole damn thing out and
Absolutely.
have everybody go. Because it's
That would be nice.
especially for young people who
Yes.
don't know their damn history.
Yes.
Well, you know, it's a lot of old ass people my
Yes.
age and older who don't know their damn history. So that they can be in there too. You know, so
That's it. Absolutely.
mm, 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 mm.
I can't say enough. Like I got like
Me too. I
I
mean, I
can't
couldn't
wait to
sleep
get
last
into it.
night.
We're gonna delve into it. But
I couldn't even hardly sleep last night. I was up for after I came home. I went on the damn Googles and the YouTube rabbit hole
Lord
and was
have
digging up
mercy.
all kind of stuff.
I
Yeah.
love a movie that makes you think. I
Yeah,
love
this is
Mm-hmm.
this
this
is
movie
definitely one.
makes you think.
Mm-hmm.
Co-
Even in your first watch, even if you hear people discussing a little, little tidbits and tidbits, like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, I didn't think about that.
No, that's why I went back to see it today.
That's
Because I
that's why
saw
people
some
see it
stuff.
multiple times. Yeah.
Yeah, and I bet you I'm gonna pick up something else the next time I see it. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Oh yes, without a doubt. So without further ado, so we gotta give it up to the man. The man. Come on now. There we
Shout
go.
out to him.
And I
Okay.
love that
This is
Oakland, that thick Oakland accent. I
this,
love it.
this is
I
his
love it.
original. This is the original piece. This is intellectual property. So this is original. This because we know he created movies, and this is something that came out his brain and onto some paper. Okay.
Right.
And we usually see him using and building off other things. Okay, so
Right.
I am proud of this brother right here. And yes, and I heard that it's about to be over 100 mil domestically after this weekend, so I'm proud of him of
Which
that.
is
So
record breaking for a R-rated horror movie.
original,
An original, yes.
an original horror. So yes,
And he
But-
does not miss, y'all. Like, he doesn't miss. Like, his storytelling is very impeccable, and I so look forward to what is coming from this young man. Like, his wife is pregnant. If y'all seen
yeah, I
her,
saw.
yeah, if you seen her on the red carpet with him, I was like, this okay, little baby cool. All right.
Yeah, it was
So
cute.
I'm just so excited about this. I'm so excited for him. He actually inked a deal that they trying to say that is
Yes.
so unpopular, and he gets his rights back from his movie from
Right.
Warner Brothers, from the studio 25 years later.
Yes.
Which will be incredible because not too many people ink those type of deals, but it's not unheard of. So let's not keep playing with, it's maybe unheard of for us. And he didn't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's not unheard of. These white people make their deals and they know what they're doing. So yes.
Okay.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Inga will be right back, you guys.
Yeah, she'll be right back. She's
She'll
having
be back.
technical difficulties. Oh, and while we're talking about it before, I don't know if Mo 69 gonna talk about it, but I love the wardrobe, Ruth E. Carter. He tends to have the same people.
Yes.
He kind of pulls the same people with him. So she's worked on Black Panther. She
Right.
received an Academy Award for that. Ruth E. Carter for the wardrobe. Ludwig Göransson, the soundtrack, the score was amazing.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure I shouted them out as well as we kind of talk about the technical, he's the director, the writer, and all that stuff. So I didn't want to leave them out. So just wanted to shout them out.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So yeah, so let's get So we know this movie is set in Jim Crow era. Okay, 1932. What we at? Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Oof. Ooh, when I tell you, I do not like. I'm so Midwest. I'm so a city girl. I do not. Every time I go see my peoples down south, it's like, okay,
Oh,
when I'm going
culture
back
shock.
home. Right. I'm sorry. I don't care. Like, even to this day in 2025, I be like, oh, y'all slow down here.
Right.
But yeah, so it's set in Mississippi 1932. And Michael B. Jordan, I gotta give it up to him. He played the heck out of Smoking Stack. We gotta give it up to him because, baby, I mean,
Yes.
I'm like, they are so different. These characters are so different, and he
Very.
make it believable.
Yeah.
So Stack is more of a free spirit.
Right.
They both are ruthless, but
Right.
Stack is more loose with his. You gotta like really watch him. And
Mhm.
Smoke is like he got his head on straight. He ruthless. He about his business. He's stern. So
Mhm.
yeah. So I got to give it up to Michael B for playing
Yeah.
these playing it twins, as you will. Stack and Smoke. Do y'all got any thoughts about Stack and Smoke?
Even though they are stark different, they are two sides of the same coin.
Mhm.
Right.
Like there still was some similarity there. However, one person views the world this way, and that is so. When you start to think about how twins and people who live in the same households and they have different experiences and they come out like totally different,
Yep.
they're still two sides of the same coin. And
Mhm.
I just applaud the change that they. Did y'all hear about the whole thing about they think Jonathan Majors was supposed to play one of the twins, and then when the scandal
No.
happened,
Ew,
I
no.
didn't hear that. I
ain't
didn't
hear
hear.
it. And that
dropped
won't
that.
work.
Yeah, but I mean, it could have worked for me if that was the case. But I thought,
Really?
okay, I can see that. Brothers, not twins.
Oh,
but
okay.
brothers.
Woof. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that, but no, this was nothing against Jonathan Majors because I really love him as an actor as well. But
Yeah.
this works. This right here,
Mhm.
they chose the right. Some
The
things are
twin
just
aspect.
yeah, it just worked. Yeah, and then the references of the red and the blue, like one is more warmer, and other one is cold.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
it's so many different references you can, and everybody got their own interpretation on every little scene too. So, because anything I might say may not, it's just my opinion. It's just not the gospel. Everybody else gonna have their different opinion on different things, but yeah, they definitely were two of the same, even though they were different.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and also too the blue and the red, y'all, Bloods and Crips.
Yeah, I thought about that
I
too.
thought about that too.
I did.
Like,
Yeah, I thought about that too. Yeah. That was actually the first thing that came to my mind. But then I also, as the story kept going on, I think about today, maybe the second time I saw it, I said, yeah, he's more colder. The blue, like
Blue.
cold as
Yeah,
ice.
that's what I'm saying.
Cold as ice. And the other one is more friendlier, a little more he's more outgoing,
Yeah.
he know how to talk to people. The other one, Smoke, just want to put the pow pow right in your face, and he ain't got time for all the conversation and all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
time. They playing around. Stack
And,
will play around a little bit, and then until he get tired, then he might be
right,
different.
yeah, right.
yeah. And another parallel I thought of was Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Like, they still kind of had the same agenda, but they went about it two separate
Different ways.
Yeah.
My mind was just like going, y'all.
Right. That's a fact. That's true.
Yeah. Woo.
Yes.
So we know these two. They was They was coming from Chicago, working with Al Capone. I said, okay. I'm like, look, that tracks. I'm like, not Chicago. I'm like, everything is Chicago, but yeah.
Well, a lot of people from Mississippi and Alabama and all them kind of,
they always go. They
went to Detroit.
Yeah.
Some went to New York.
A
lot of them went to Chicago. They went out west to the out west. So that's about right. because the what they call it, the Great Migration. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
that's about, and that's during this time. This is 1932. So that's during that time that people were migrating and leaving the South and moving up north. So
yeah, absolutely. They were bootleggers. They were World War I vets.
Yep.
They went and they got in that crime life up in Chicago and all that stuff. So that shaped them. That's why I think that this gives it a perfect opportunity to explore a prequel. But we'll talk about that later on. But
okay,
I'm thinking that's what I'm going.
Yeah, so they decide they basically running from Chicago. Whatever happened in Chicago, they went down to Clarksville, Mississippi. They want to start a juke joint for us, by us.
Yes.
By us, for us, I mean. I said it wrong. Well, you know what I mean.
Same.
Basically on some FUBU stuff. So that was kind of cool.
And there was a reference to them at the end of the movie, but wait till we get about that. Yeah.
So yep. So and they came to get their cousin who is what? Sammy, little Sammy. I don't even know how old Sammy is. Do y'all know how old Sammy is? Because I'm looking like, is he up age?
Barely.
Every time
but the thing is, it's still 1932. It's different.
I'm like, it's
so you could be, because there was people getting married at 15.
Yeah.
There's people who stopped going to school at 14, 15. They out there working. He was out there picking cotton.
Yeah.
With the, so he's probably considered an adult in 1932.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times people are getting pushed out the house at that time and going off, so.
Yeah, I feel like he's about 16.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But that voice.
At least no more than 18. Okay. At least no more than that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, he's probably like just of age, because the way I keep looking at him and he doing adult things, I'm like, okay, is he a kid? Is he not a kid? Girl, when he put his face in a place to drink him, like, what is he doing? Like, oh my God.
That's because of that influence of smoking stack.
Okay. Yeah, you know how you get around your relatives, certain relatives will bring out certain elements out of you. Okay. So yes, I understand. But yeah, so they went to go scoop up their cousin Sammy, who was good on the guitar, and he also come from a church background, like heavy on the Christianity. That's the beginning of the movie. That's his beginning.
Yeah, and the preacher, the father, preacher, the father. That's played by Saul Williams. He's a famous poet. Yeah, been around for a long time. Yeah, famous poet. Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't know that. That's good to know. Thank you. Everyone likes that.
Yeah, I'm a smoke. Dude.
I like both of them, but I do I like smoke. I
me, I'll do both. It depends on
I like both of them. Yeah,
today. Look,
I like both of them. Yeah,
slam dunk both of them tonight.
yeah, I like both of them. Yeah, either one.
I
ain't got no flip a coin, ladies. Flip a coin. I mean, whatever side. We need to say both sides of the coin. Whatever.
Yes.
I'm on both sides of the coin. So just flip a coin. Yeah.
Okay, that's all I said. So yeah. So we know that even though his father trying to get him like throwing the Bible at Sammy, right? And he has his own dreams and aspirations, in which what his father would deem as sinning, with the whole music of it all. That's not church godly or whatever. It's a sin. Consider a sin, if you will. But so his dream is trying to get to Chicago, and he know his cousins just came from Chicago. And I like how they try to downplay Chicago, like, man, it ain't nothing, all that great. I was like,
right.
Well, I understood what he's saying though. It's like, you think it's gonna be any better up in the north? It's racism up there too. At least that's the way I was
without a doubt.
Yeah, that's the way I was taking it. Now, unless he meant something different, but
no, it's the same. I mean, till this day, I hate to say it, Chicago is still segregated.
Yeah,
in many ways.
I think maybe he was trying to throw people off the scent, like not trying to play into it, because they obviously, for what they came back down to the South with, they did pretty good in Chicago. So he probably was just trying to we don't need to be talking about Chicago again. No, it ain't nothing.
Yeah, right. Because they robbed people in Chicago. So
You see, they had like a lot of Irish grim that
Yes.
that drink. I'm like,
they robbed the Irish and robbed the
that's North
Italian.
Side,
So they
Chicago
was
North Side. So
yeah. So that's why they don't want to talk about Chicago.
that's right. That's what I'm like, you like, nah, we
You're right.
yeah, we
That's what I thought. It was like a downplay to me, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
right.
That's Sammy Dream. So we know what Sammy Dream. He want to go play the blues or whatever, go up north, make it big, be a music blues man or something.
Did y'all feel like I feel like people wanted to make this movie about Michael B. Jordan, Smoke and Stack, but I felt like the centerpiece, the heart of this movie was about Sammy.
I think so too.
Yeah, once
and
you
also,
watch it, once you in it, you like, oh,
yeah, once you in, I think so. It's not about them. He just happened to be the star, but it's really more about this young man. And also, I know this is not this person's life story, but people need to look up the story on Robert Johnson, famous blues legend who sold his soul to the devil.
Yeah.
And, And he died mysteriously at age 27. So I don't want spoil it for people, but they people need to go on Google. You can look it up about Robert Johnson. Yeah. It's too late. Yeah, I shouldn't say that. But Robert Johnson, I believe Sammy, they put the story around that story of Robert Johnson. I've heard that story forever. Because I remember my grandfather taught me about Robert Johnson. Yes. Is there any movies about that man's life?
There are documentaries. Is there?
I've seen like little documentaries on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't seen a movie.
It would be interesting to see a whole complete movie.
Right. If I would say a movie, this would probably be it.
This would be it. Yeah, because he pretty much was. It almost
the inspiration.
Inspiration. That's what that's the right word. Yeah, inspiration. Yes. Yeah, right.
Ooh,
I want to say one thing about Sammy and the father. He said to his father, the father said, where you going so fast that you ain't got time for the Lord or something like that? He said, look, I don't work in the fields all day picking cotton.
Come on.
I just want to go out and have a good time tonight.
Look, I felt that.
He said, I will be back for church tomorrow. He said, I'll be back in church tomorrow.
Right. And the crazy thing is, buddy, when I was sitting in the movies, I'm like, okay, as the movie went along, I realized this all happened within the span of a day.
Yeah.
Oh, it said at the beginning. It said that
because at the beginning we see him coming in the church house all bloody.
Right, but it said one day before, so it's only in 24 hours. All this crap happened.
I'm like,
all this happened. There's a lot to happen in 24 hours. A lot.
I know.
Good Lord, a lot to happen.
A lot to happen.
Yeah, and it definitely did in this daggone story. But now I could relate to Sammy telling the parent, "Look, I was going to go out. I'll be at church today," because I used to have to do that too. I want to go out on Saturday, and they was like, well, where you going? You got church. I said, I'll be in church tomorrow. I didn't had that conversation.
Hello?
Like when I was a teenager, I want to go out to the go-go or something like that. And they was like, well, your ass got to, I don't care how late you get in, your ass going to church tomorrow. I have been there.
I will be there. Look, I get in the house 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm in church at 11. Okay.
Exactly. I still had to go and your head be bobbing like this, trying to stay away.
That's a shame.
Yes. All
right. So we're gonna move on to Miss
That's my girl right there. And
yes.
Yeah. So
now what would y'all call her? Was she like a medicine woman, a witch doctor?
I call her like a practitioner. She practiced.
Practitioner of hoodoo, witchery.
Well, they keep calling her a witch in this one towards the end. They kept calling her a witch. So
yeah. Well, I wasn't sure what was the right term for it
for that time. I don't know. Could be witch. I know witch would be one, but for her, I don't know. She's
like a witch. Yeah. That's what I kept saying, witch doctor. But I could,
But the thing is about Christianity and religion and hoodooism, it is so parallel. It's so like it's all just meshed up in there. It's a lot of stuff
Right.
that people that Christians do, people who practice religious, the rituals, the
Mhm.
breaking of the body, the consuming of the wine, and my honor of my blood. Like y'all do these things, and y'all just don't even
Mhm.
understand what y'all doing. Like,
Mhm.
but y'all
Mhm.
want to cast a negative light onto the spiritual side of it, and not knowing that that's your roots, that's your history, that's your lineage, that's your legacy. Like
Right.
that stuff came from somewhere. It came from
Yeah.
your
Yes.
grandmother's
That
grandmother.
all the way from the beginnings. Right. Right.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Mhm. Mhm.
But yes, it was so good. She was a main staple. She was one. She said, "You got your mojo bag, girl." When I tell you that mojo bag,
Saved his life all this time until he took it off at the end.
That's how they survived in Chicago unscathed.
yes,
You dealing with
Mhm.
Capone, man, you
yes,
might not
Mhm.
make it.
Mhm.
absolutely, absolutely.
Especially as a black
Mhm.
man. Like, come on, let's be for
Yeah,
real.
yeah. I
Um,
loved how the movie dealt with duality. So you will see the red and the blue, and you'll see the Christianity and the spirituality. Like you'll see two sides of the, like I said again, two sides of the same
And
coin.
And
It's
then you made a good point about this, about what she's doing, and then spirituality and all. Because now, especially like with medicine, they
mhm,
got us, and I'm gonna include myself in. I ain't talking about other people, but I'll include me. They got all of us thinking that some like medicines that we get from the doctors and all, they pushing all the drugs and stuff on us, and
mhm.
we need to probably go back to the natural, like what she
Yes,
doing. You know what I'm saying? We probably won't have the COVID or cancers and all these other things that we might have. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
So I mean, yeah, that and so they kind of push these types of, because I remember as a child, they used to people would the old elders would come up with, like, if you had a cold, like a sore throat or something,
Put the
they in there whip
garlic in
something
your
together,
right. Put
right,
the garlic in your
in
sock
your
or
sock. Yeah, they be cooking a little something on the stove with and boiling the onion and all this. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? And drink
all of
this, and then next thing you know, your cold gone, your sore throat
that.
gone. And we kind of gotten away with that. Now we sticking all the other stuff. We don't know what that stuff we put in our system now. You know, and
Exactly.
I'm saying, I do like everybody else, just go on and take it
Exactly.
and pray it
Just
work. You
pray.
know, but
Yes.
um,
I'm
mm,
sorry,
mm, mm.
Monique. I don't mean to hijack your girl because I
no,
feel
go ahead.
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel
sorry,
like
y'all.
I'm
I'll
trying
go a
to.
whole
I
lot.
apologize if I'm over talking. Just set me up if I'm over talking.
Right. Please.
That's fine. I'm up here trying to work some logistics anyway. Y'all can go
Yeah.
ahead.
But I love this actress, this lady here though.
Oh yes. Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Y'all heard the discourse on Twitter and on the social medias where they thought that she wasn't his love interest. I guess because she wasn't all sexy and she looked
She
more
was sexy. She was a voluptuous woman. You
exactly.
Plus
know, I'm
size.
a
She
plus size
represent. Come
woman.
on, right?
I
I'm gonna
think
say
I'm
represent.
voluptuous and sexy. So
I,
that you know what I'm saying? So that I don't
I
like
love
that.
being. I felt seen. I
And
felt
she was a
seen by
dark
seeing
skinned
her.
woman, and
Yes.
I love that. And I'm not dark, but I love dark. You
Yes.
know, when we see them on TV, I love that.
We need to
I
be
love both the
seen.
women with dark skin,
Yes.
complexion. I love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Pearl. Oh, you talking about Pearline and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pearly
both. Yeah, both. Yeah.
dark
I
skin.
mean, yeah. I
yes.
loved it. You know.
So, her and Smoke they are together. They lost a child.
Mhm.
Find that out.
Why would somebody
So
think that wouldn't be realistic? Like
Right.
what?
that's ignorance for somebody to think that
I,
would be.
I I think it's just because it's not really heavily depicted on film.
Right. That's
So
true. That's
Right.
true.
whenever you see them, they're either small, super small. They could be dark skinned. It doesn't matter if they're not dark skinned, but
Mm,
usually they're petite, small,
mm,
whatever. So
mm.
I felt like her body type, her style, everything about her, like it spoke to a demographic that is unseen on film. So I just
Right.
applaud.
Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's true. That's true. I would have to admit that's true. So yeah. So this is Smoke Girl. So
Right,
they
Big
they are
Mama was
items.
busting it down too.
On and off.
She sure was. She bent over that table or whatever she was saying. She sure.
She said your body hasn't forgotten me or something like that. She said, I was like, oh my goodness.
I know that's right. Yeah, when she,
Ooh, we
yeah,
getting
when she
into
put her hand,
Oh.
when she put her hand on that man muscles, yeah, your body ain't forgot about me. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Hey, I was here for it. So yeah, so they did lose a child. So they yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh
the
man,
first
that
part.
was
That was
sad.
sad.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh, when, yeah, when I cried
she
when
had
I
like
saw
a grave
that.
marking outside her place. So that was sad. So yeah. So
The thing that it's just a little funny. It's neither here nor there. But the thing was is that how Smoke was in the place or whatever, and then we just saw the two little girls coming in there getting their little stuff for their mama or whatever. Girl, I'm like, you sitting up there busting it wide open when these kids can walk up in your house.
Yeah, I hope she. Well, probably lock some doors and stuff.
Nah, look.
Nah, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh my
Well,
God.
hopefully when they hear the moanings, they will not enter. Okay.
Yeah, right. And the little girls came in and paid with like a little piece of paper or something. Like it wasn't no real money.
Right.
And his thing was why you not, charging them some money. But I like the fact that I'm helping them, helping these people out.
Right.
Without, it's not about money. They went through that same conversation later on at the juke joint, when the man was paying with wooden nickels,
Absolutely. So, and I felt like that spoke to capitalism. Yep. Like capitalism, like money isn't really real. The only reason why it's real is because we think it's real. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
we made it real, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, they made it real. Yep.
Yeah, yep. You have to buy into these systems for these systems to
work. Yep.
Right.
That's just it.
Definitely. So yeah, so that's the woman who's gonna save it all.
Yes.
Mary.
Oh, girl.
She worked my nerve. I'm gonna say all this was her fault. I think.
I don't want to be the one.
I ain't gonna say all of it, but she
was she what?
She
Go
was.
Ahead,
I was gonna say I ain't gonna say no. It's not her fault that the vampires came, but she go out there. She had to go out there. Nope. You know what I'm saying? She should have stayed her behind inside. Nope. So she goes out there, and then when she comes in, and then you got to be invited in. That's the thing with the vampire. You notice they always got, can I come in? May I come in? So vampire just don't bust in. They have to be invited in. They let her come in, and all hell broke loose from her. I mean, I could go deep in it about the white man. A black man being with the white one. It could go deep into all that stuff. I could go deep into that, but I don't want hurt people's feelings about stuff because
I don't care.
This is not.
She got on my nerves too, Brandon. I agree with Brandon. She got on.
Inga, we're gonna speak it plain. If you got something to say, just say it. Okay.
Right. Hello.
It is what it is.
The power.
Yeah. She worked my damn nerves too. She really did.
Yeah. She worked my nerves. I don't know why she trying to fix everything. Like she's trying to fix stuff for Stacks with the money.
No, okay. So she said, didn't she say that her mother was half black or she was half black?
I thought
her mother's
grandfather,
is half black.
Okay.
So by the time it gets to her,
it's the one drop rule.
It's the
she's passing. It's the one drop rule for her.
Yeah, but she's still like a white. I mean, she don't even.
Girl, she is an agent of chaos. When I tell
she's a white lady. I mean,
she's a white lady. That's why I look. Yeah, I don't.
Only her grandfather is half black. So by the time you get to her generation, it's like
because her father probably was a white person, and her mother's. Yeah, white. It's probably she's a white woman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and so she allowed her privilege to get her F around and find out.
Right, that part.
Girl, you walk right into that, and then us, meaning the people in the juke joint, allowing you it spoke to a whole lot of stuff about gatekeeping. Like
Yep.
we need to gatekeep Black culture and Black community and stuff like that, because stop inviting people to the cookout.
Because
Right.
it's
Right.
like you lucky you got
Right.
invited. So don't be trying to go
Mhm.
out there and invite the other folks.
Girl.
Like,
Yeah, that's why she said, I'm gonna go out there and talk to them and see. Like, no one asked you
No.
to do that. No
nobody
one told
tell
you to do that.
infiltrate. Like nobody told you to do that.
Matter of
Assimilate,
fact,
like,
Smoke
what the
didn't even
hell?
want her ass there in the first place. It was
Exactly.
Stack because he was still in love with the lady. He want her.
They've been
kept her
together
there.
since they was what, teenagers or whatever. Because
Yes.
her mom
felt like they-
took the
they-
twins in or something.
Right, they grew up together.
Together.
And,
Yeah,
and
but
that spoke to
Smoke-
another thing.
Smoke ain't want nothing to do with her though.
That kind of that family, but we ain't blood, but we like intermingling. I don't like, ooh, that's another little conversation for a different day. But we ain't
Yeah.
gonna talk about it. But you know,
No, they do that in families.
happened. It happened.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's Mary.
Especially to keep everybody light skinned, they'll do that too.
Uh-huh.
Lord have mercy. And she married to a white man. She ended up marrying a white man, even though she likes Stacks.
Absolutely,
Child.
yeah.
That's a hot mess in itself.
That was that's a
Yeah,
good
because once you go black, you know what I'm saying. The white man got money. That's probably why she with him. You know.
Yeah, and she still had to like pass. She still had to kind of like, you know, she wanted the privilege that her white skin gave her. So
Right.
in
Right.
order to
Mhm.
continue to do that. And even if you think about the conversation between Stack and her, he was like, I'm trying to protect you. Like, get out of here. Somebody could, you know, unalive you for this conversation that we're even having. Like,
Oh yeah, when she stepped him at the train
yeah.
station.
Or even at the juke joint too. They had
Yeah,
two conversations.
Because
Mhm.
Smoke
At the
didn't
train
want her
station.
there.
Right. At the train station.
Because
Smoke
she
did not
stick
want-
out.
Get
She
out.
Yeah,
stick
Smoke
out
didn't
like
want
a
her
sore
to.
thumb.
Right. Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And even though everybody knew her and they was very familiar with her, they still had to kind of like keep their distance because people still treat her like a white tea woman. So
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately. Cornbread.
And shout out to Omar Miller. He killed it in his role.
Yes.
He's good in almost everything I see him in.
Yeah,
But
I
I
agree.
mean, just about everything I see him, and I'm gonna say just about everything every time I see him, he does well. But he killed it here. He was funny. He was
Yeah.
scary. It was everything. It was everything. I
I
loved him.
already knew his position was when Stacks, because mind you, during the movie, Smoke is going into town to get everything, the supplies for the juke joint,
right.
and Stack is going to pick up talent and pick up people as pick up workers. So they both had separated, and they both had different tasks to do.
Yeah, see, I ain't really even think about it like that. That's good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so
Love that.
So he caught Cornbread in the fields picking cotton with his wife.
Dang, and you
his
right,
pregnant
because
wife.
everybody in that car except for Sammy turned or gone. You know what I'm saying? It was Omar, it was Slim, and Stack was in one car, and of course Sammy, but Sammy, you know, he survived it then. But
Sammy was there to look after Stacks because Smoke said look after him because he knows how his brother is.
Because
get off sidetracked.
Stack has that he got the gift of gab. However, he does not have that foresight. He doesn't have the you know, it's almost like, you know how kids think they're invincible, but he has a talent. He has the gift of gab. He can do the things. He has his talent, but he doesn't have that part of let me look out for myself. Let me make the best decisions for, you know, that is Smoke's department. So that's why Sammy was with Stack. So it was just so good. So.
That's what I was like. Yeah.
Well, and just because you twins don't mean you the same. But you know, you still your own individual person. Too.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. For
what
sure.
y'all thought about the wife? She hurried up and took that damn money. She said, "How much y'all paying?"
He said, "This is the kind of money that would, you know,
get your Peter Weeder,
right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right in the mouth, right?
Right." Stack, I'm like, he is so
and
rude.
she was like, how much y'all paying? He looked at his wife like, what?
Listen, she probably do it for less, girl.
And then for the next scene, what you see his ass sitting his big ass in the back seat, right? Yeah.
All right, along for the ride, finna do this job with the juke joint. Yeah, but yeah, Cornbread, he has some missteps. He a big guy. I mean, even though he's kind of be intimidating when he stands up, but he's really a sweet guy.
He really a sweet
and
guy.
that was his downfall a little bit, like.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he let
and I knew
Mary ass back in, and child.
And then each time that one of them turned, their eyes would be black. You know what I'm saying? So every time I would see that somebody's eyes and they'd be black, like it wouldn't be white anymore. Their eyes wouldn't be white, it'd be black.
I just noticed when they glowed. Like
I just know.
Yeah, I know when they glowed. Yeah, but the white part was black too.
Their attitude, their personality changed.
Right.
That too. Right. No, when you watch the video, you'll see the white eyes was dark.
I just want to get in, like
jolly. It's more jolly. It's more.
And the way he was talking, really silly and goofy and he was acting squirrely and So,
hey Erica.
Hey Erica. Oh, hey Erica.
Yeah. So, So I just hated he had to go all the way out far yonder just to go take a piss. He pissed me off.
Girl, pissed me off.
I'm like, men, boy, they can cut off their piss like that in the middle. I was like, if that would be me, piss would have been running all down my damn leg and everything. You know,
right?
Every time he turned, his piss kept cutting off. I said, "Damn, they can do that." I said, "Okay, well, I can't."
Yeah, it's like a falsy.
Even if I had got to running, the piss would have been just all down my leg and my socks and in my shoes.
Well, I think that will happen eventually to him anyway. That's funny. He's so silly. Oh, that's Slim.
Oh,
yeah. I love him. Delroy is amazing.
Delroy, Delindo.
Every time he plays in anything, he's
amazing.
He is. He deserves all his flowers. All his flowers. Yes.
He was the comic relief. Like every time something would come out his mouth, except for that story that he said in the truck when he was talking about whatever. I mean, not whatever.
His friend. Yeah.
His
because he went past some prisoners as they was working.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. But everything else that he said in that film was funny. It got a laugh out of everybody in the.
And he was a lush.
Yes.
But even though he was drinking, he still had his. He still.
My granddad used to drink corn liquor and still be talking and cooking and everything. They know what they doing even when they real drunk like that.
Let me cook. That's all I'm saying. Like, don't be always thinking somebody out their mind when they drinking, girl. No. That's I mean, a lot of times people be, like for me, saying very, very similar. He drinks to cope. He was like, this is the life that we have. He was like, he had a very rough time in his life, and this is what he do.
And I think he was in the war too. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
And I think down in like Louisiana somewhere, they still got them chain gangs like that. I think it's Louisiana. They still have it. I don't know about Mississippi, but it's all still the same.
The 13th Amendment, y'all. That's what. That's what allows this thing to keep taking place. Like, they wrote a loophole for slavery.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Definitely.
No, he definitely was a comic relief. He was. And oh man, the fact that he sacrificed himself to help everybody else.
That's
I mean,
absolutely.
But that's what a lot of elders used to do. They would sacrifice themselves or put themselves in to help the people behind them. I don't know how many people doing that now, but the younger generation,
So he also was a musician as well. So he was good on the keys.
I loved it. Yeah. And look, once he heard, Look, they offered him the $40. Stack offered him the $40. Put that and the average beer. When he drunk that beer, next thing you know, he up there with that harmonica.
Yeah, him and Sammy, they was
That
doing
was
that one
hilarious. That's
That was
all
funny.
he needed. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love when
because he was working at
together.
another spot, so they taking him
Right.
from another spot. So he was
Right.
like,
'Cause he
okay,
said I can get
this
all
is
the
what I
corn liquor
get.
I want. But
Right.
no, yeah. He said you might got $20 today, but will you be there tomorrow, the next week, the
And
next
look,
on.
he wasn't though. Listen,
Look.
I said, oh shoot. Are y'all picking up what he putting down? I'm like,
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I like how he was ready to defend Sammy and everyone else. And so yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Right.
definitely. Oh girl.
I like that.
Really.
I like
I didn't know she could sing as well, because she get up there and
Mhm.
sing too and
Oh
perform.
yeah, she
child.
did. She
I
did.
was like, oh girl, not on all fours. Especially after
I mean,
got her box
yeah,
tape.
she was crawling around the floor, and she she was doing the thing. Yeah.
The only thing I was wondering is where's her husband? Where her husband at? 'Cause
Oh, she look. Just because she married don't mean
Look.
you married don't mean you happy. So she married, but that don't mean she like that dude or in love with that guy. So that's
I
why
was
she
like,
in there.
girl.
A lot of people married and ain't happy. So she probably came there to get a release and have a good time. Just
Yeah,
like
but she met Sammy at the train station as well. She was looking at them performing, and she was really eyeing him down. She was like, I got to know this guy. Like, I got to know this boy.
Yeah. And the thing was about Sammy, he was so talented and I believe so anointed and touched by God. Like everybody saw it on him. Everybody saw it on him.
Will.
Everybody saw it on him, how talented he was, how touched he was, like how, just, he was the vessel. Like everybody saw it. Like when he started singing in that truck and Michael B. Jordan was like, Stack was like, oh, like that,
yeah, because he
and
like,
it drew the vampires to him. You know what I'm saying? Like
his light
opened the portal. Yes, you can't have light without dark. So it was just so amazing to me.
Yeah.
Hey Owen 662.
Hey Owen.
Hey there. Thanks for coming through. So I didn't know she can sing and she can perform as well on the stage I guess she had motivations to do that. So
oh yeah, I mean, and everybody was into it, the motivation. I mean, one what Sammy did to her gave her motivation, but everybody was singing and dancing and she was feeling the moment. So she jumped up on that damn stage.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, so
I like how she was honest. She said, I was walking, so you're gonna get all the juices, you're gonna get all the sweat.
Girl,
he said, I don't give a damn. Give me all the funk, okay? Give it. He ain't care about that. That's right. He ain't care about that.
I mean, it's the 1930s, so there's that.
All right, you know how that go.
Yeah, it ain't like, see, now we got access to deodorant and lotion and soap and all that. So there's no excuse now if you funky because it's got too much stuff out here now. But back then they didn't have all that, Yeah. So so I give them a pass about what not washing up or nothing like that. So
listen, for his first try, I feel like he did his damn thing.
Okay. Right, that's what I'm saying.
And groaning through that damn door, they was like, "Damn."
Who's that went to the door? Was it Stack? Stack was like,
"Yep."
And he had a smile, a grin on it. You said that little grin on his face.
I was cracking up. He's like, "Oh, not Sammy."
I love how sexy this movie was. Like this, full on went into very R-rated.
Okay, now let me ask this: Mo, you got a young son. You think that's too young for him to probably see this, even though it got a lot of history bits in it?
I did this to my son while we were in there, even though.
Well, your son's no, he grown now. He's 16, right? 15, 16.
Uncomfortable. I was just a little uncomfortable. I was like, okay.
Yeah, he's 16. So I'm sure he done heard or seen the TV. But like, yeah, I think if you under 14 or 15, I don't know if they.
Yeah, how you feel about it?
yeah, I think if you're under 15, then maybe it's
I
not.
didn't. I went by myself, so that's
Oh,
no.
okay. So
Yeah, but no, I didn't see anybody bring any children. But I was just one. I'm glad I actually didn't see any kids. But
Nah.
I didn't see people bring kids. So
You can watch this later, okay?
yeah. Oh yeah, no, yeah. By the time
You
it's
can watch
he'll be around. You can watch it
right.
later.
Like you can watch this later.
Mm.
No,
yeah,
thank you.
I actually
Mm.
think this is gonna be a classic. This is
Oh,
Yes,
this
no
is
doubt.
added
right.
to our classic.
I'm scared looking at this guy right here. I don't even want to see his face.
What's his name? Simic
I don't even want to see his
Remick,
face.
Remick.
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 Remick?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ooh, Lord.
He
He did that thing.
Yeah, he did.
He did. I mean, he played this actor, whoever his name is. He played the hell out of this role. So I have to give the actor
Yeah, his
credit
name
for
was
what.
Jack O'Connell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He did. I don't know him. He played the hell out this thing, and but his character I can't stand. You know, because he is the devil. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
this is nothing likable about him.
Yeah, to me, he symbolized white supremacy.
Oh
He,
yes.
symbolized the KKK. You know, he was the head of the vampires, girl. But the thing was, did y'all see how he jumped into the frame? How he was just like tossed into the frame, like he was burning, and he just like where was you flying from? That's why I say I think we can get a prequel to this, because where the hell did you come from? And the Native Americans was on your ass.
I was gonna mention Native Americans. That's what I'm about to say. I said I would like to see what the Native American with their story.
I wish I would have saw them again, but like I said, it was only
Mhm.
for one day. It only lasted one day,
And
so
shout
they had to
out
go
to
in when
them.
it get dark. So they
And
had to
shouts
go.
out for them for getting real Native American people in here, as opposed to you know how they do sometimes get
Dressed
somebody to
up,
look like somebody
cosplay.
and put a wig on them. No, cosplay. No, they got real Native Americans, which I love that, you know. And I like how he said, you know, God bless you. You know what I'm saying? He was like, hey, you got a bad person in there. Hey,
Okay.
God bless. His homeboy up on the horse said, I mean, of course they had the caption, but it said, it's getting dark. We gotta get the hell out of here, basically.
Right. We got to get back.
Because once it get dark, then that's when it was going.
That's when it's all
things was going to happen. Yeah.
Right. That's when they come out. The freaks come out at night. So
right, basically, right.
That whole thing, they was like, all right, it's not my fight. You don't want to listen? All right then.
Yeah, so I would like, that was a good symbol of the Native Americans.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want no help. I mean, they so busy. She was so busy sticking the weapon in his face and then calling them engines and all of it and being nasty.
Yeah,
he was there to try to help this old raggedy bitch, but she so now.
But they saw what was on the background. They saw what they was really.
They saw the hood. You think they saw the hood? I thought
it was right there.
I thought it was just to show us, but
it was right there by the door. Like I was not trying to hide it at all.
Yeah, no.
So they didn't care. So it was like there for viewing every time they open their door.
And that's why they took off. Said, look, y'all on your own.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, I got in my notes about Remick being a trickster, a seducer. He was trying to seduce people and try to get people on his side. It represented cultural appropriation.
Don't that sound like some people? Turn on CNN and see some people. I ain't got to mention no people's name.
Absolutely.
Turn on CNN and see some of these people, these senators, congressmen, president, whoever. It's a lot of them. That's what I thought about. I looked at this as today.
Right.
Yes.
All the stuff they were saying, I'm thinking, this is like now. This is like now.
Absolutely.
I think that's the point. Like nothing really changed. So
right. It's just cycles and cycles and cycles.
Yeah.
And it's for these pieces of art that can keep the stuff alive. Like, you know, if you're like Stack, you will forget those things, because Stack he's a forward thinker. Like, he's going forward.
He's
not thinking about the past. He's not thinking about hoodoo, spirituality, the things that keep the things that keep them safe. he's thinking forward, and he done went with the colonizer lady and got all hung up and girl, it says so much.
Right. It's so it's like an
It says
onion
so
with so many layers. Just keep peeling and peeling and
Yeah.
peeling. Right.
Yes, absolutely.
It's basically saying you got the ones that will drink the Kool-Aid and then other ones
Yes,
who
that
ain't gonna
part,
drink the
that
Kool-Aid.
yes.
That's how I
And,
look at Smoke and Stack.
and why do we, all of us, why do we fall for this kind of stuff? Like why did we then? Why do we still do it now? I sat there in the
We had
movies
a
thinking
hard
that's a
time. We still have that trauma
Yeah.
still attached to us. So that kind of stuff looks appealing to us. And it's only because of the people like Sammy. We'll get to it towards the end when Sammy took a hard stance about, in the epilogue, he was like, when he came back, he like, I see you at the end of your life. You want eternal life? You want to keep on doing your songs? And still he said no, just like he said no to his father about being a Christian. He wanted to do the blues.
Right.
It was about his liberation and his freedom and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And there are people that have to take a stance, and there are so many people that do not. And so I think that he showcased it, all of the people that kind of lean into it, and some people who take a stance with it. So
Yeah, because I was thinking, I said, damn, I'm include my own self in this. We all fall for the okie doke on a lot of stuff.
yeah.
And like so nothing changed.
And we
It's
are
just
too
nothing-
forgiving as a people. And
too
Yeah.
forgiving. I mean, yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what I got to make a change because I
and-
feel like I don't know. It kind of made me. I was saying, I much as I love this movie, I got emotional. It was some scenes and I was emotional.
yeah, definitely will go
Like,
through
and
the
it made me
ranges
like I'm just
throughout the whole
constantly
movie.
thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It makes you want to call it out, because I feel like a lot of times in our generation, in our culture, and in our community, we like to keep things silent. We like to cover things up, and I'm like, no, we have to lift the veil. We have to say it, because if you don't say it and if you don't acknowledge it, it's going to keep on perpetuating. You're never going to break the cycle if you keep on just be like, oh no, we need to protect. No. Absolutely not. That's not where I'm not an enabler. I'm not doing it. So that's just so I love that these pieces of art like stick out like this, but it is not beating you over the head with it, because I'm telling you, if you don't get it, you don't get it.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's if you're just going there thinking that this is some kind of like a regular, like a horror movie, and you're in there laughing and all that, then you're lost. It
just went over your head.
Went over
That's
your
what I
head.
said. It depends on the generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe because there's some older ones that's ignorant. So who knows? I mean, I don't want to say ignorant. They just
no. Everybody comes to
stuck in their stuck in their thought way of thinking.
Yeah, come to consciousness in their own time and their own journey or whatever. And I like the way this thing is. I wrote it in my notes. I said, life is about choices. A lot of times your parents condition and train you. Then you have to, like, you get into a place where you're like Sammy, you understand what life is, you want to see where it goes, you want to challenge certain thought processes. I think a lot of times those thought processes are challenged when they're talking about God and Christianity and all this other stuff, and then you be like, something traumatic happens in your life, and you be like, oh, if God is all this and all that, then why did he let this happen? Like it'll be things like that will start to challenge your belief system.
Questioning it.
You have to question it, and then you go on your journey, you find out certain things, and if you want to be liberated or if you want to be on a plantation, that's just a choice that you have to make. And I love that this did it like it did.
Yes. This movie definitely could be taught in like a college class or something, so you can really break down, do a report on it, and actually,
trust me, it would be used in film class.
I can see it. I can see it
because this will definitely be on the list. Trust.
I mean, it reminds me of The Matrix almost. Like, do you want the blue pill or the red pill? It's like, it's so many different things that he's saying in this film. And you know, even though it's an original IP, but it's still inspired from life. You know, art.
It's inspired from
yes.
real
Art
life.
is
Yes.
Yeah.
life is art.
No, and he did his research and really, you know, so what y'all
Yeah.
think about this Asian lady here? What was her name?
Grace, the
Grace.
Chows. I call them the
Yeah,
Chows.
she because when
She
when
pissed me
her
off when
husband
she
when her
introduced
husband went out to
bring 'em
go to the car, she knew she should have known it was over for her husband.
I
When
mean,
he
yeah,
just
after,
said,
after she
No,
saw,
they
after
talked
she
about the
saw-
daughter. I think they talked about the daughter. That was her weak spot.
Yeah, her daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The daughter's there. Well, when her husband said, "I'm gonna get the car," and then you know, I was like, "Oh, when he gone,
Oh shit, they all went out there, so that's how they all got. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I mean,
And-
yeah.
and a lot of times
After
that's
she
not
saw
happening, like-
cornbread, she still was trying to go out of there.
Right.
But yeah,
That's
but
what
but
pissed me
see,
off.
But see, when her that weak spot was that daughter, and then that's when she invited them in. Like let's say the vampire,
She
you had
pissed me off.
you
It
had
was
to
not
invite
part
them
of the
in because
plan.
they have to ask to come in. If they knocking on your door right now, they
And she
have to
let them
ask to come
all
in.
Yeah,
I
she pissed
told
me
y'all
off.
don't let the people come to the cookout, baby. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, they was invited to cook out, and they was also the family who supplied the
Yeah, they was
twins,
all right for a while.
the
I didn't have a
food,
problem with them early on. It was just
and
that
they
part.
made them a banner for the Lolo
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
I love that they showed that the Asians or whatever you want to call them. I'm sorry if I'm using the
No,
wrong
they
term.
Asian.
The
No, they
Asians.
Asian.
Yeah, I just don't know. We don't know if they Chinese,
know-
Vietnamese, Korean, whatever, but just say Asian because
Yeah,
that covers them all. So.
Yeah, you know that they came to the U.S. and they were subjugated as well. So
Yeah.
I
Right.
love that they kind of like had the Native Americans, the Asian Americans, and all the people, the different people that were subjugated and
Yep.
and kind of like, you know, I love that they had a relationship. They showed that relationship, and they kind of showed how it kind of divided us as well because they did play a part in this whole thing or whatever. And,
Oh,
and
yes.
you know that the Asian community, the Irish community, all them people, they were with us, but then they broke away from us because there was a distinction where our color of skin kept us down, and they were able to, you know, get a deal, negotiate a deal where they became
Advance.
the cops and they became the fire people. They broke away from us, and this is kind of showing,
Well, they drunk the Kool-Aid.
yeah, a little bit of that.
They
Mm.
drank the Kool-Aid. That's just all it is. They drank the Kool-Aid and they said, "Oh, I can advance. Okay,
Mhm.
if I don't associate with them, oh,
Mhm, mhm.
word.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely. I love that. I
Say
love
less.
that they show it all.
right.
Yeah.
I love their characters. My heart broke when she realized her husband was gone. Yet, with the vampires having her husband thoughts, they knew exactly. Yeah,
When the
yeah,
daughter- yeah.
They turned the husband, so they was able to know everything about their life.
Right.
So that's the
Oh
way.
no, I know.
I wanted to ask y'all, how did y'all feel about the hive mind mentality? Like, at the center of this, Remick said that he wants Black people's stories in their songs, so they know that we then kind of,
But that's what they doing. That's exactly what they doing.
right,
Yeah.
right.
I mean, they hijack our fashion, our music, our food, our all kind of stuff.
Kind of watered down. They sitting up here doing a river dance. Do that look like?
I'm like,
anything
what
that
are
we
they
was
doing? A Broadway selection? I'm like, what the heck is this?
I said, do that look like anything that we was doing up in that juke joint? No.
No.
So yeah, cultural appropriation. But you know, the thing is about vampires, like if you pull in the
Look,
vampire lore,
I don't do welcome mats, Nina. Right? I don't do.
Oh yeah, girl,
Everybody not welcome.
Girl, I pulled mine. It's in the trash.
Oh yeah, no,
Look,
my daughter. Wait a minute,
we don't do welcome mats over here.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Right.
everybody ain't welcome here. Okay, we not welcome everything over here. Okay,
Right. But yeah, they water it down. You want our stories. I wrote for me, the reason why he said I want your stories and your songs, because they want to erase them. Y'all, if y'all didn't understand, like they dilute it, they water it down, and y'all know that the victors of history, the people who write history are the victors, so they can
Yep.
tell the story however they want to tell
They
it.
want it. Yep.
Girl, yes, all of that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I love that this piece of art exists so that we can keep people trying to stay connected to their roots in the right way. They need to really do it. And can we talk about the scene where Good Times, yes, the scene where Good Times kind of came to life, and we saw every era of music, every culture, everything. But
Oh, I
Yeah,
loved
it
every
was
bit of that.
culturally rich. That moment, I was like, okay. I had like a culturally orgasmic experience in that moment. So
You're right. I
let's
loved
talk about
every
it. I was
bit of that.
like,
Every
oh
bit
snap.
of it.
it was so good.
And I think what's his name? Raphael Sadiq. Was he part of the
Was
the
he?
music? I could have sworn I saw
know
that.
that.
Oh no,
Hey,
I didn't hear about that.
I could definitely
because
see.
you know he a talented brother. You know he
Yes,
good on
I
the guitar and instruments.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me. He from the Bay too. So like with Ryan, Coog, they both from the Bay Area. So that it wouldn't surprise me if he was. I would have to look it up. But the whole thing was that to me, this might have been one of the best. I mean, I love the whole entire movie, but this is probably my favorite scene of the whole
Me
movie.
too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, musical part.
We got
I
It's like
mean,
it's spiritual. It's giving
and
a
it
spiritual
keeps
feeling.
spinning around, so you got to watch it
Past, present,
time.
future. Yeah.
right.
Right.
It
Present,
was
you-
like interdimensional trans. Oh, it was so much.
spiritual, and then it was, I like the blend of the music. How I was
Yeah.
like, okay,
Afro,
Everything
so
comes from Africa. Everything
yeah,
comes
Africa,
from Africa.
yeah.
African.
So even with the Asian person who was dancing and the makeup, all that still it's African. It's still
Right.
It's still
Yeah.
African origins. Yeah.
The crumpers, the crip walking, the twerkers.
Yes,
girl, when I
right.
tell you that,
Everything.
that shit was
The
everything.
the guy playing the bass, the funk guy made me think of like George Clinton and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, yes.
All of that was it was just beautiful. Everybody looked beautiful. It was just shot beautiful. Like I don't even know what other word to say. It's just beautiful.
Like
it was
made
beautiful.
this movie so black. It was just like, y'all, it's blackity black. Like,
And I love it, and I love every minute of it. Child.
yes, absolutely.
The
Absolutely.
musical part was
yeah.
alright, but I still
Yeah,
like
the
it.
action probably. Yeah, look, all of it was good. So no one is wrong on whatever scene they like the most. Nobody's wrong. It's all
Yeah,
great.
It's
Yeah,
all great.
it's
Yeah.
all great. Yeah. Oh,
I mean, if he showed up at your doorstep like this, I mean, I granted it's 1930s. He could have a disease. Look at his skin. You still gonna?
yeah, no, I
run
know.
in?
We don't know what the hell. Look like he got burnt up or something. So yeah, I wouldn't want to bring him in my door anyway. But you know why they brought him in? Because he was a white man. Had that been a black person,
And he noticed the
they wouldn't have let them in the door. Or the Asian couple, they wouldn't have let them in the doors because he was a white man.
Yeah.
he noticed they gear at the door as well. So he
Right.
was talking that jibber jab, like, okay,
Mm-hmm,
I see how y'all get down.
mm-hmm.
So,
And
then
he
that
made
guy-
it seem like the Native Americans was coming after him. And
yeah,
so that way when she came to the door, she was already ready to stick a
talking slick.
star
She
power
was
in their
talking
face.
slick, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I would not let that mug in, child. Ooh, no, ma'am. And when this heifer went out there, what is that saying? Child,
Girl, that songs was sending me.
what was it called? Pick Robin,
Pick
poor
poor
Robin.
Pick clean.
Yeah, Pick Poor Robin Clean.
That's exactly
At
what they
first,
do, y'all.
they kept singing it. I'm like, okay, I know I ain't tripping.
Yeah. Pick
That
poor.
sounds like some
Yes. What they trying to do.
child.
I mean, like I said, like the stuff is like it's in your face, and you be trying to make it out to be something else, and I'm like, no, it's exactly
No.
what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I had to hear it again when they
I
when
know.
they start singing it again. I said, I know the
Yes. They be playing in our face, y'all.
Right,
Don't let them play in your face. Please don't.
child, you got to
He
pay
talking about
attention.
we got money. She said, "Y'all really got money?" Oh yeah, we got plenty of money.
Yeah, that's what I said. That whole temptation and all that stuff that they be
Greed
doing, like
and
the seduction, greed, all that stuff, gluttony. Like, listen,
sin and sin.
Yeah, she did
Uh-huh.
not have to go out there.
the sellout nature of
Yep. So
our people, just whatever. And he tempted them any way they could, and it didn't even stop all the way until the epilogue of the movie. So y'all make sure y'all
Right.
stay.
You look at them at the door. They're
They
looking like, look, this is when they first came to the door, and that's how they was looking. They're like, "What the hell, y'all singing?" I'm like, I don't care how much money. Smoke was standing down. It was stacked. That was
And,
kind of
yeah, and
I'm
that's
like,
why
shut
they
up,
ain't let
Stack.
them in.
Smoke,
That's why they
let
ain't let
Smoke
them in the
talk.
door. Like, I was like, no. But look at she's but her nosy behind. She was like, I'm gonna go because she felt I'm white. I can go out there and I can talk with them and they'll listen to me. And I think that's what that was because the black people they knew not to go out there. They knew not to fool with them.
Child.
They knew not to fool with them. But she
They know.
said, "Oh, I guess because she figured, well, I'm white. I know their language. I can speak with them. You know."
Child.
Girl, boo.
All right, cause he heard. I guess she heard. Well, I guess Stacks told her, but because Smoke was mad because he's trying to, make money. But
Mhm.
like Andy said, these people who just working hard, coming out from the fields, they just want to, have some escape, to have
Right.
some place to escape. So,
Right.
like, take it easy on, these
Yeah,
people.
I mean, at least until you like build up a, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to alienate people like right away. These are your
Smoke was
customers.
on that capitalism stuff
Exactly. These are your
automatically.
people.
Like, these your people. So, like,
you got I mean, definitely that you want to make money, but I think that the money is going to come. So
right,
on one end you have to kind of
build up.
just kind of rest on exposure, just do the things that you got to do, and then eventually that stuff will come. So,
Yeah, take care of your people. Usually, when the same people come back, they'll take care of you.
exactly.
So that's how I usually go. But I don't
Mhm.
know. But yeah, so they like and then we had what's her name?
Damn, Mary. Ciao.
Girl, I got these out of order. I just said what?
No,
And
it's all good because we jumped around anyway.
she threw me off when she spit in his mouth. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm like,
Oh
what?
yeah,
That
look,
was so
look,
gross.
I know. Okay,
No,
if you kissing
y'all
somebody, you
know
getting that saliva in your mouth anyway.
Y'all know that this is the thing.
Yeah, I know. Okay, listen, you kissing somebody, you getting that saliva in your mouth anyway.
Right.
If you
Not like she was
doing to do with somebody, you getting that stuff in your mouth anyway. But however, she like spit it, like Hawk. I mean, it wasn't like
That's
Hawk
what I'm
spit, but
saying.
it just drew down into like
It was a goop. It was a goop. It was
was like
y'all.
And he opened his mouth and just took it. Like okay, I know people into some freaky stuff, but I know people in the freaky stuff, but
he said he wanted, like Nita said, he said he wanted it.
Yeah, he did. No, I ain't mad. Look, I'm not mad at him. That's what he want. That's what he want.
Y'all know y'all get nasty when it's
of course.
Thank you,
but yeah. Yeah, that so I'm gonna shut up because I was about to say something. I'm about to out my damn self. So let me be quiet.
I'm like, girl, go do tell. No, share.
Look, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Look, I just say this. Everybody put their mouth in places and lick and touch stuff that they,
oh God.
that it is what it is. It is what it is. So, but I mean, it was just, but it almost reminded me of Hawk spit though. It almost like she spit in his mouth.
I ain't got nothing to look.
It's all up in your name.
I know. I am innocent. I am innocent. That's just the name. I am innocent. Ooh, baby. But they was getting it on, child.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I did kind of have a little.
What she say? She said something
it-
slick about you don't want to take this P, but you can rob banks or rob people. Something she said.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Man, it was something wild she said to him.
Yes.
I
That's
said,
what I'm saying. Like
"Excuse
her
you?"
character really rubbed me wrong, y'all. It really did.
Yeah, I don't think nobody likes her. I don't think she's likable for anybody. If anybody say
Right.
they like her, please let me know and let me know why. I just don't think she's likable.
Yeah. And then the fact that she went to live on, that's another thing that kind of like Annie deserved to live on. Like, you know, but our protectors, our nurturers, are that woman doesn't get to move forward in the sequel, and I didn't like that, and I didn't like that she.
At the
But
end,
the
oh my
way,
God,
but
when
the
she
way,
come in
but
there
the way
with that
Annie
sucking on that
character
lollipop.
is, but the way Annie character is set up is so spiritual, and
Transition, like she
listen,
could still
she
kind
don't
of
want
be,
to live that. She don't want to live that way. She know
but
that's
she'll be a
wrong.
part of the ancestors now. So maybe
Yeah,
that's a different thing. And maybe
yeah,
spoke to the spiritual realm of what she was doing. So she may still be ever present. She's a part of our
yeah.
ancestors and stuff like that. So
She
maybe
don't want to
Mhm.
live on that way. The way her character is set up, she would not.
right.
She would do it herself. She would take out her
Oh
own
yeah,
self
no,
out
she said
before
that
she lived that way.
Yeah.
before I turn, take me out. She wanted to be taken out, which I don't
And
blame her for that.
shout out to
No.
Annie because she's the girl who caught what was going on. She said, "I heard about this.
Oh
I heard
yes.
stories.
She said, "I
about
never
it.
seen it before, but I
never
heard
seen
about
it, but I
Yeah.
heard about
And
it. It
she
was
knew.
crazy.
Right.
She was the
She knew.
protector. She was the one that armed them with all of the things that they needed to know to fight.
She had to
them
go
off
dip.
as long as they could.
Yeah, because when
The
this
whole
happened,
garlic thing.
when that happened to Stack, they had to
Oh, I want to ask y'all about
lock
that
him in
garlic.
the room. And then she was like, okay, when Cornbread came back, it clicked for her. That's only when Cornbread came back. She was like, do not.
Yeah, because all of a sudden you hear a little knocking on the wall. Hey guys, let me out. And she said, I checked his pulse. He was gone.
Right.
Yeah.
And Cornbread said, like, why you gotta need permission to come back in?
Right.
Because she knew that rule too. She heard the story. She heard this.
I
So
was
she
so mad
good for her.
when Stack was trying to give, or Smoke was trying to give him that money.
He said,
Why are you giving them? Yeah, and she said, and when she tell him, Nita, she said, be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful.
I would have tossed it. Okay.
Yeah.
Tossed that money
He almost bit his arm off. Like I said, what's this? The Walking Dead? I thought he almost bit his arm off like one of them walkers on The Walking Dead. He was lucky. Yeah, he was lucky.
He had his pistol ready. He was a quick draw, so he like,
right,
yo,
right. Mm-hmm.
I thought he got bit for a second, but yeah, they had the locks for
That
in the room.
In that garlic scene. Did y'all think that what's the girl like Pearline? It was she did y'all think that because she was fighting to eat the garlic that maybe she could have been
because
one of the vampires?
They did another little thing where it was another black man that was in a juke joint that was he had an injury, and I was like, is Pearline? I kept
they found somebody laying over on the side. They was like, who is this guy? Where he come from? Yeah,
I was like, is somebody else in there that we don't know? That's what I kept trying to. I need to look at that again because I
had to look at that
like
again.
I feel like I'm still not clear on it, but
I thought he was knocked out or out from drinking. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he so happened to fell in somebody's blood or whatever.
Okay, yeah, because well, when he came back and was banging on the door, y'all think he wasn't dead?
Yeah, they put him outside.
That's what I thought, he was dead, and they put him outside before he turned. But y'all
right.
maybe he was
that's
drunk?
what they thought.
Right.
I think he was just knocked out from the melee.
Yeah.
Because there was some gambling happening, and it was a lot of things happening before the vamps came up.
Right, because it was a lot of cut scenes. They was going back and forth. This was happening.
It was some gambling stuff happened, and somebody owed somebody some money, and
that was going on. Right.
Yeah, that was.
I like this comment by B. Will. I like this comment here. But because She did. She was. It was entitlement. She did have
She
that.
is not even mixed. She's a white lady. What is y'all
Yeah,
saying
she ain't.
mixed?
Yeah. She's
Right.
mixed. I mean,
Pretty
she's not.
much
She's
Because
white.
her grandfather was
She's,
half black. By the time she get to her, if her mother
oh no,
maybe
it done
was
faded
somebody
out by that
white,
time. No,
it's clean out. Her
the
sister, I'm
color done
serious.
faded out by that time. No, she's a
Right.
white woman.
begging
But
Karen.
she was entitled. She was still.
Begging Karen.
She pretty much pushed her way into that party.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody
Before
invited her.
everything went down, she pushed her way into that party. You know.
Yeah. That's what smoking snack was like. Don't you got
Even
a
Sammy was trying to
husband?
tell her, "No, I don't think it's a good idea for you to be here." She said, "Oh, little Sammy. Oh, I know who you are."
He
I mean,
didn't
she
even
was just,
recognize her. He was like, "What? Who?"
Exactly.
He was like, "Who are you?" Yeah, but that was crazy. And then she came in. This is when she's looking all seductive, and this is when she turned. I'm like, where she get big at? Because she basically
that's
half
how I know
naked.
everybody's eyes was all dark, like that whites of their eyes was even dark. You know.
Yeah,
Okay.
boy, they was ready. Yeah, Grace pissed me off. Miss Chow, she pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
Is that when she said, "Come on in" or something? What did she? She
was
said,
ready to go to war for her baby, though. That's what it was.
Yeah, because they was using stuff. They get into their heads. Like they know all the information once they turn to people. It's
"Okay,
like,
but so was she? Because she yelled out them to tell them to come on in, right?"
yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was from. Yeah, I just ordered that. Yeah,
And they looking like that was not part of the plan. And they was ready though. Luckily they was ready.
Right.
They had garlic. They the shotties. They was carving out
what
wood.
was that she
making
threw on
steak.
Stack? Was that the moonshine? That was moonshine she threw on Stack when he come busting through the door. She what's her name? The lady, she threw something at him.
Which lady?
That's a Molotov cocktail.
Yeah, what's her name with the lady was a witch doctor. I don't want to disrespect her. I can't remember her name.
Annie,
yeah. She threw when Stacks was locked up in that room, and he was trying to
it was that garlic water. It was that garlic water.
The garlic water. Okay.
That's what she said. Hold on, let me be back. She was doing stuff with the garlic.
Right.
Like real quick.
And when she blew that on him, he just took off and ran.
God bless Andy, because look, they lucky they had Andy on the team. Okay,
they did. Right. I know.
And they was calling.
They got nowhere.
The colonizers was calling for Annie. They wanted the witch
as
well.
Oh, okay. I thought they only wanted Sammy. Okay.
No, they wanted the witch too, but they know she can do some stuff.
Right.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yeah, garlic water. Okay. Yeah, but they started breaking the chairs and different things so they could make a weapon and make steak. Yeah.
Steaks and stuff. Hey, Matthew.
Yeah. Hey, Matthew.
Hey. Thank you for coming by. Yeah, so so all that happened, that melee happened. You see, even Stacks and Smokes, they was going at it. Okay. And he still had the mojo bag around his neck. Every time he what's the name was trying to stake him, he couldn't. It couldn't go, it wouldn't go.
Right.
I mean, every time they was trying to bite him, it wouldn't go.
Right.
So
what do you think about the irony that it was Stack who actually got Annie? How did y'all feel about that? What do you think that said? Like I kept trying to figure out the meaning behind.
They wanted the witch. I said they was calling out for the witch.
Yeah, but I mean, but that was his brother's woman. So you think that's something that means something?
Yeah, it was kind of odd. I was like, ooh, what was that choice? What was that saying? Like, I'm always looking for the deeper meaning, so I'll be trying to figure out.
They trying to turn the witch first, so because the witch is helping them, mind them. They probably see that the witch is helping.
All I know, I'm looking at Michael B. Jordan's arm right here, and I can't stop looking at that damn arm. Look, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did his big one. So it was when him and his brother was going at it, and he was about to stake his brother. They did a cut scene, so we didn't know what happened, but you kind of pretty can guess what happened.
Yeah, you see it in the epilogue at the end when we see older Sammy, and they come back, and he pretty much tell them, like, my brother told me to save you, like to look out for you and not to turn you.
Right.
And so he
Mhm.
honored that for him. And I was like, oh wow, that was just amazing. I was just
And he
like
went on.
he could have ended it at the Tommy gun. He could have ended it there, but he kept going and kept going. And girl, when I tell you it was a chef's kiss.
And it was another part. It's the guy who sold them this slaughterhouse building, whatever you want to call it. The guy who sold them this
Oh, the sawmill.
establishment,
Yeah,
the sawmill.
Oh my God!
And
I
they
hate
came
him.
back with the Klan. Talking about the Klan been gone because they asked about that earlier. About
Like, I hated him so bad.
I'm like, you
Oh
were
my-
so liar. You were such a liar.
the Klan ain't going nowhere. They still around right now.
Girl,
They came back and
Girl.
he was a one man.
And they don't even wear the hoods no more. They don't even gotta wear the hoods.
No, they got a suit on and they sitting on Capitol Hill somewhere,
Yeah,
you know,
right, yeah.
there or in the White House, you know. So
Yeah,
they,
right.
they ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, so I mean, there was another sinister plan going on all along. So it's still just like Delroy Lindo's character Slim. He foreshadowed it. He was just like, "Will you be here tomorrow? You know, you give me this today, but will you be here tomorrow?" So I felt like that was a foreshadow as well. I was just like,
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they took that money.
But they knew it was gonna be a slaughter. They was like grand opening, grand closing. He knew it was gonna be a slaughter.
Right. He was outnumbered when he met up with them because they both was carrying and he was carrying, but he didn't have no backup on him. So he was like, okay, and that is
The
very
crazy part
of what they do. Like white tea people,
they F you over. They F us over all the time.
Yeah,
they gonna constantly F us over because how you gonna sell me something, then come back the next day and have you in a mob trying to run down on me? That's wild.
That's
like,
I mean, did they think
crazy, but it's real? Like,
did they think that the people were still going to be there?
You want to unalive me? Like,
did they think the people still going to be there? The doors was locked. I mean, why did they think the people still going to be there the next day?
It
was early morning, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that they thought that the vampires were going to come and take them out like that. I think that they were probably there to like finish up something because I think the couple was supposed to do something. I think they was either supposed to
the Childs.
Yes, they were supposed to do something to them, but they was going to come back and finish whatever that wasn't completed or something.
Oh, not the Childs.
You talking about the white couple?
The white couple
that got turned.
Yeah.
So because I think that's what he said. I think Remick said that, and he was just like, "Yeah, no, they were supposed to be coming to do something anyway." And so I thought that that's what they were supposed to do, and they was going to finish it off or something.
I guess they was gonna peep the scene.
Yeah,
basically. And they did peep the scene, but they was turned. Okay,
right. Do y'all think that they were KKK, or do you think they were the people from Chicago?
No, I think they was KKK. Oh, they was KKK. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, that was KKK. That's for sure. But yeah, so I'm glad he blasted them. And
it was all a plan.
Yeah,
even if the devil, well, they are the devil, but even if the remnant and all them didn't show up, the plan still was to take these black people out. Either way, that was what their plan was, but it blew up in their face. So
right, just like Tulsa, like you can never get too safe when something happens and you try to pick yourself up by the bootstraps. The white tea man is still trying to destroy you because they know that black people are special. We are special, and if we just understood that and stood together, there is more that kind of brings us together that separates us. Like we have to do better with trying to be united, y'all. Like now above all times, because this Orange Cheeto, I don't know what he's doing, but it looks like it's getting crazy, y'all. And we have
it is getting crazy.
Kind of band together, and hopefully this piece of art will help that discourse and stuff like that. So we'll see.
And the thing is like you don't know what to do. you don't know what to do. Every day is something going on. I can't open my phone without seeing something going
That's
on.
true, and it's
It's
starting to
so
get on
much
my damn
stuff. Like,
nerves.
where did we start? Everything is important. It's just sickly. It actually makes me sad. You know, I'm getting sort of depressed. Be honest with you. With a lot of the stuff.
Yeah, it's hard to avoid, but it's there.
It's
But
there.
Mhm.
It's really there.
And even if people felt like, oh, but that ain't, that's them over there, it eventually gonna be you over here. It's gonna trickle down to you with all the stuff that's going on. So
Everybody is
yeah,
affected.
everybody's affected one way or the other.
Yeah.
Go to
that
the
part.
grocery store, you're affected.
Oh,
Everybody's
oh
affected.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
I feel like they are getting a hard lesson. They're getting a hard lesson too, because a lot of times they want to make us the face of that we're the welfare queens and we're the people. No, baby, it's so many white tea people that are living off of that stuff too.
And
Like
they're getting Medicaid and all these things. They think it's
exactly.
just us that get these
It's
things.
not just
TV
us.
service, nah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Yes. So
I love what he did with he had
smoke.
his arsenal though. That he was on point with the
He
arsenal.
was ready for them. He
Yeah,
took all of them out. It was great. I
Yeah.
love to
loved
see
it.
it.
And they
And
deserved it.
he got popped in the side, and he also saw Annie and their baby. It was so
But see, but listen,
on the spirit
he
side.
he gone because before this happened, he was trying to roll up a cigarette. His brother always rolled his cigarettes for him. And he
Yeah.
was trying to
Yeah.
roll up a
His hands were
cigarette.
shaking.
And then he took the little the
You so silly.
voodoo bag, whatever you call it, off his neck. That
Yeah,
was
he took
before
it
the
off.
KKK
That's when
showed
he
up.
removed the he
And
removed
that's
the
when I
protection.
said, "Oh, he gonna die," because
Yeah.
that protected him. Remember, y'all? She
And
said,
Annie is gone. Annie is gone.
Yeah,
His
so that
baby,
could have
young
broke
baby.
the spell as well.
His
Well,
brother
"That
yeah,
could
had
have broke the
turned.
yeah,
His brother had turned. So it's
right,
like,
yeah,
dang,
yeah.
mm-hmm.
go
Yeah,
out. And
right,
he
yeah,
also
It was
saved Sammy because Remick had Sammy in the water about to baptize him.
no, he might feel like maybe I ain't got nothing more to live for, so just let me go on and die.
yeah, yeah.
he said he
Yeah,
saved
I
Sammy.
felt like it
I
was
like that.
intentional. He actually took it off. He ripped it
Right,
off.
he
Yes.
took it off. Right, yeah.
That was what he
He was
wanted
ready.
to do.
Yeah,
That's what he
yeah.
wanted to
Mhm.
do.
And
He
y'all,
never
when I saw that little baby, tears started streaming down my face.
Yeah.
Oh
And
Lord,
her
that baby.
breastfeeding, it was so like, ugh.
Oh, I loved it.
it was touching. I haven't shed a tear, so
It
but
was.
it was touching nonetheless. It
Mhm.
definitely pulled at the heartstrings.
Shoot, I shared it.
Yo, you just so hard. Go on and cry, girl. Go on and
I'm
cry.
not hard. I just thought it was beautiful.
No, it was very beautiful. It was very
It wasn't
beautiful.
really. It wasn't sad. It was
I
just
was just in
beautiful
my
to me. So.
emotion, but it
Yeah,
was
It's
no, it was
okay. It's
yeah,
okay to
it was
cry.
very beautiful.
yeah.
Like I said, when
She
you watch
just
this
looked
movie,
beautiful
you're
with that
gonna go
white
through all
on.
the range of emotions. So that's fine.
She
And,
looked so beautiful with that white on, because black people, we look good in white.
absolutely, yeah.
So,
And then him taking the KKK out with the Tommy gun, that was so
yes.
satisfying for
Mhm.
us. And then we get another icing on cherry on the icing on the cherry and stuff like that
Mhm.
with the whole Sammy having his club scene, saying that he opened up a juke joint. He named it Pearline.
And
after the
played by the
Yes.
legendary Buddy Guy. And I
Absolutely.
made my son go and do his Googles and look up to see who Buddy Guy, because he didn't know who Buddy Guy was.
I
I knew
I'm from
who he
Chicago.
was.
It
Yeah,
is,
well,
it is.
yeah, I only knew just because my grandfather, when he was alive, he was into blues. As a little girl, I used to sit and listen to him play blues albums, and he
Yeah.
was heavy into the blues music, BB King,
Yeah.
all them people. So
This
I
is
was
a
familiar with who he was just from
this is
growing
a
up.
this is a
Yeah.
music legend, a Hall
A
of Famer,
legend. I
Hall
mean,
of
the
Famer,
legend. I don't
so
even know what word is bigger than
Rock and
legend.
Roll
Like
Hall of Rock
all
and
of
Roll
that,
Hall of Fame. So
right?
good for
People need
him.
to look
And
and
also his daughter is Shauna from DTP. He used to roll with Ludacris. So the
right,
rapper Shauna.
absolutely, right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's his daughter.
Yeah,
Yep, I knew
I
that.
be
Yep,
getting some
Oh,
right.
DTP
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
hustle. She used to roll with Ludacris.
oh, I
So
love
Right,
that. I
right.
love that.
And she used to
Yeah.
be singing the hooks on Ludacris early songs.
Early songs, yeah.
So that was
Mhm.
Shauna. So this is her father. So
Okay.
Right.
shout out to them. You know,
That,
Chicago
that's what you're
legends.
talking about, the generational,
Mhm.
the different eras, different
He's a
timelines.
big time legend. I mean, and so
Mhm.
what I thought to myself, I said, Ryan Coogler, so freaking smart. You reach out to this man, the Buddy Guy.
I like how they put the
Buddy Guy
scar
could
on
be,
him.
The
Buddy
star,
Guy could be like, no, I ain't doing this. He goes and do this movie. You know it's gonna bring people like my son who didn't know who he was. Next thing you know, you're gonna go on iTunes, you're gonna go on Apple Music, you're gonna try to stream his stuff,
mm,
listen, and then that also helps this man. So it's all like full circle, in a way. I like when they bring in legends in some of these movies like this.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
a real bluesman, a real
Real, yeah.
musician,
And if
like a
you look
real
at the real
musician.
Robert Johnson, they kind of look alike a little bit. You
they
look at
A
do.
Buddy
little
Guy
bit,
and look at
yeah,
Robert
Ooh,
Johnson.
they
They
yeah.
do.
look like, so I see where that story is like it's sprinkled in
Yeah.
here.
And
You
then
know,
look at the poster in the background. That look like the poster of
Yeah,
Robert Johnson. Yes,
yeah,
right,
absolutely.
yeah. That's
right.
the eerie part. Look.
Yeah.
Hmm. But when he said this scene here, I can let you, you can still be
This
able
is
to
this is
talk.
90. This is 92 Chicago. This is 92.
Okay, when he said this scene, but I'll still let you tour, do records, so on and so forth. I said to myself, this ain't nothing but Clive Davis. This ain't nothing but Jimmy Iovine. This ain't nothing but these record label people. I just,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
The temptation is there, the seduction, that like they were still in their element of seducing and getting you to come over to the
Yep.
dark side,
Mhm.
like that whole thing.
Right.
Like
Yeah, I mean the Sean Combs, the Barry Gordys. I mean, because it's black ones too. That's the devils. You know what I'm saying? That's in that music business.
Oh
Russell
yeah.
Simmons and all of these people. It's so many people. What's the lady who lives with the Sugar Hill Gang? Sylvia Robinson. She ripped
Sylvia.
everybody off. Her own people who look like her ripped them off
and
down to
the
the
lady
bone.
that
So,
did TLC too.
yeah, Pebbles. Yes,
Pebbles.
ripped them down to the bone. Yeah.
By way of LaFace.
Right.
Yeah, him too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's so
But
many that
they
this can go
learned the
on
game
and on.
from the game from the
Yeah.
white
They
people,
learn
and
from
then
them.
they do exactly what they do, and that's why I'm like, I don't understand why
When
people
he
like,
said that,
oh,
that
no,
my
this ain't
ears like what? That is
happening. It does happen.
Yep.
Now that Coogee sweater. When you mentioned earlier
Shout out
about
to Coogee.
Fubu, they own Coogie's. I remember back in the day, I used to buy my husband Coogee
Yeah,
sweaters back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, I
That-
remember my
that
brother
was
bought me my
then.
first
That was-
Coogee dress back in the
Mhm.
90s. So it was
we thought we was doing something too. Yeah, I mean, I can't stand that evil witch. Just looking at her now, you see that bartender when he looked at her face, and he hurried up and got the hell out that room because she was sucking on that lollipop, and then her fangs was hanging down. He hurried up and left.
yeah, because they about to,
But I'm glad.
bloodthirst.
I'm glad Sammy told him. He said, "No, I'm all right."
Yeah.
He done lived his life. He's getting toward the end of his life. And he said, "Nah, I'm good."
Again, a choice at freedom his
Mhm.
way, the way he wants to see it. He did it with his father.
Mm-hmm.
He took a stance. He saw the devil eye to eye, face to face, and he still rejected religion and Christianity.
Yep.
He still wanted to do his thing. So liberation and freedom looks different to different people. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So you can just take that however you want. That's what I'm saying. Like everybody has their different journeys, but at the end of the day, it's like it's so deep. He went deep. He did this big one on this one, y'all. I'm so sorry. Well, I
Yeah,
ain't
so
sorry.
this
I'm
was like
proud.
this was like the mid credit scene, and I loved it. I'm like, oh, okay, so he made it.
I
to
know, 'cause I
Chicago.
was like-
okay, he made it to Chicago, y'all. That's all.
Yeah, because I seen people trying to get up. I said, they better sit down. Something about to happen. Yeah. And then there's another little small scene once all the credits go up the scene.
Mhm.
You know.
Oh yeah, so he was singing at the end of
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you gotta wait till all the credits is
This little
done.
light of
Right.
mine. Let it
Yeah, he
shine
was singing at the end. Yeah.
at the end.
Mhm.
The young Sammy.
Yeah, the
singing.
young Sam. Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Oh
So
man, all this crap happened in 24 hours. It was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah.
That would scar me for life. You know.
Yeah. For me, it felt like it was like a call to action from Ryan Coogler to kind of like, don't dismiss your ancestors. You gotta read, you gotta learn. Like, yeah, we're in the age of technology and all that stuff, but there's a lot of rich history that you are leaving behind, and
oh yes.
you need to seek that stuff out, because the way Black people have made it and continue to make it is off of our ancestors, and we really just need to, like, you know, we gotta do better, y'all.
We definitely gotta do better.
We
Yes.
gotta do
yes.
better. We just gotta
Mhm.
do better. So yeah. So anyway, we got to get through these challenging times ahead. If they don't look challenging for you, I don't know what you looking at, but
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe you know something that I don't know.
right.
And I know everybody's challenge is different, but
Yeah.
I feel like if it affects you, it affects me. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
You know.
So remember that quote that Slim told Sammy that blues wasn't forced on us like their religion, baby.
Mm.
Wait a minute. Say he
I'm
said
saying-
what now? Blues wasn't.
Forced on us like their religion.
Oh,
Christianity
yes.
was forced upon us black. So
Baby.
I was like,
Mm.
"Ooh, you ain't saying nothing but a word."
Yeah, and I be trying not to talk about religious stuff because I know people get upset, but I'm not one of those. Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. I could say a whole lot about
look,
that.
Inga, I'm
religious
not.
stuff.
I'm telling you, I'm not religious.
Yeah, I'm a. I'm.
I'm not in-
I'm,
I'm
I
not-
feel like
I'm
I'm
not
more
I'm not into
spiritual, not
religion.
religious.
Thank you.
I don't be.
Spiritual.
I don't like. You know.
Look,
I'm
if
more
I have to
spiritual.
choose a character, I'm Annie. I'm more an
Yes,
Annie. That's
yes,
me.
yes.
Yeah, if I had to choose a cat, I would say that too. I would say that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
I'm not.
me.
I'm not definitely. I'm not. I don't get my all caught up into these religions. They all a cult. Don't matter which one it is.
Right.
Whether you're Baptist, Catholic, Methodist, Presbyterian, Lutheran. It doesn't matter. Nation of Islam. It doesn't matter. They
Right.
all cults because you follow something, and it's like a two. You know.
Yeah.
And if you don't stay within the box of what they want you to stay in, then people turn their nose at you. They make you feel bad. They, you know,
Mhm.
they don't explain things to you.
Yep, they
They
want
just talk
they
at
want
you and not explain.
a blind following. You have to follow them blind. Nothing.
Right.
When you think about that stuff, and how can you make it make sense? How the hell do you get a damn person from a rib? Girl, no. Absolutely. not.
Right. And then when I remember as a little girl, I used to ask questions to my aunt who my mother's side is heavy Catholic, and then my dad's side is Baptist. So I seen the both sides. And I even asked my aunt who's Catholic, or she passed on now, but she was Catholic, and she was I would ask her questions. She said, "Well, look, you ain't supposed to ask all those questions. That's just the way we're supposed to do things." And I'm like, "But why?" And I got in trouble for asking why as a little girl.
Absolutely.
You know, so I just stopped asking. I just started doing my own research. I got older, and I said, "Yeah, I ain't doing this no more." You know, once I got of age, I stopped going to all that stuff. I go
Because
when I feel like
lot of it
going.
is a contradiction anyway, because girl, that's a whole
That's a
That's a whole
that's
nother rabbit
that's a
hole.
whole
Yeah, it is.
another rabbit hole.
Right, and I don't care what the
day, y'all.
religion is. Anybody, what they religion, it's all of them is culture. You ain't no different than Jim Jones drinking the Kool-Aid. You
Mhm.
know, you're no different than that because it's the same, all the same stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the end of the movie review of Sinners. Y'all have any other thoughts? Because I know
Great
Nita
time
got all the
talking to you.
notes.
Oh,
Yeah, I went through all the notes, girl. I was sitting up.
Okay.
You saw I ain't really.
Well, need that great note. Need that great. I didn't write any notes. I'm just trying to go to memory on top of
I
my
have
head.
a little notes. If y'all see me look to the side, that's probably what I was looking at.
Right.
That's what
I got pages and pages.
Oh Lord, yeah.
yeah, so so this was good. So like I said, I'm see it again in IMAX form, the format that's in IMAX. So I
I saw it both times. I saw it in IMAX. Yeah.
So yeah, please
Yeah.
support the movie. It's not even though it's a horror genre, it wasn't horror to me. It wasn't grotesque
It's nothing.
horror.
It's not.
It
Well,
wasn't
okay.
like
Yeah, it's not horror.
I
No.
think he was just trying to appeal to a different audience. You know,
what
horror,
make it horror is, like you said, the real life
the real life aspect.
aspects of it, of the
Right.
times back then and now. That's kind of correlate. Like things ain't too far off in today's time.
Well, if they
So
don't
let's
think
talk
this
about
hard, then what they look when they
Oh.
turn on their open up their phone and or turn on their TV and see all this stuff going on in this world, that's horror. I feel like that's a horror movie.
Mm.
You know, so now
Thank
this
you for listening, Matthew.
yeah, thanks, Matthew. Now this is I don't look at this as horror.
No,
I think this is more like a historical piece or something. Yeah, I don't look at it as hard, but I know
Well,
they
it
have to put.
definitely will go
they have to
down
put it in a
history
category,
for Ryan
so.
for as an original.
How about more thriller than horror?
cinema.
Wouldn't thriller be better than horror?
Sure. I mean, the vampire, I got aspects and
it was
Yeah.
very
colonize-
small.
and the
It was very
colonization
limited.
and being.
If y'all
still in
noticed
these-
that the vampires didn't even come until like the hour mark or
The end toward the later end part, you know.
like
Yeah.
he jumped into the scene.
an
I think it
hour
was
and
like
some minutes mark. Yeah.
Right, Matthew.
Yeah,
That I agree. That's why I'm saying you can turn your TV. That's and see
Or
what's
it's-
going on. That's hard. Or open
It's
up your
the
phone and
Yeah.
read what's on TikTok, Shade Room, or whatever, Facebook. All the stuff is that's hard.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah. So
And y'all know that history has a way of
way of repeating
repeating
itself.
itself.
So
Mhm.
I definitely need y'all to get woke and get on.
Please,
y'all.
please,
Yo,
please, and thank you. Yes, but to all the ones who's thinking this is horror, it's not. Not in that sense. It's not like a Freddy Krueger or Jason them kind of horror. It's on a deeper level of horror. If
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because
Right.
yeah, it's not like Freddy Krueger, that type thing. Yeah, so no.
So it wasn't scary to me in that sense for as a jump scare.
No, and I don't
did
even
not
like that
jump.
scary stuff, but this ain't scary. No.
What was considered a jump scare was I was like, what the heck, and why would you do that? And please
Right. I was talking
I
to
was
the
like-
screen. I was like, throw that goddamn money out there. Like, what are you doing? Like, you know,
all right, like
Mhm.
what are we doing? Like you see stuff coming because if you watch anything vampire, like all the
Right.
vampire shows and movies we
You know
Right,
what made me jump is because I'm in the IMAX theater and then the music be like boom, and so I would jump like that.
right.
But I wasn't scared. It was just
the loudness,
it's the
of
sound. Yeah,
sound.
it was
Okay,
just the
I got you.
speakers was like that was what made me jump, not because it's scary. So if Shane is still listening, she can still go see this. It's not scary like that. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And
Once
shout
you
out
get
again to the music department because the
Right.
music was a character in this film
in itself
So,
and
Yes.
dancing, the people who choreographed it.
yes.
And Ruth Carter, the costume design. I mean,
Yes.
all of the people.
Yeah,
It's
shout out to
beautifully
everyone
shot.
who was part of this movie. So this is like movie of the year for me. I'm gonna call
Yes.
it right now, and I hope
Right.
the next award season they will win all the awards.
Yeah.
But
We will see.
but I never seen the Oscars ever
Honor a horror movie.
in that genre of horror.
Well,
Yeah.
they just
Except for-
changed.
Except for
Look,
something
they,
like Sounds of the Lambs or something like that, but that
didn't they
that
just
was
change the
horror.
rules.
I think they did, Mo. I think
They
they
just
did.
changed the rules. You gotta.
Oh,
you can't
okay.
vote
I
unless
don't
you
be
watch
keeping
it.
up on the stuff, but I
We
didn't
just
know
gotta-
that.
we
Okay.
just gotta
I'm like,
keep
you
on
would have
trying
thought
to
there
push
would be
it.
a rule already in place, but no, it's not. You gotta,
Right.
in order to vote on something, you got to be able to watch.
Now I can
the
see
content.
like the Image Awards giving them all the flowers. You
Oh,
know.
Look, the
Yeah,
NAACP is about to come through heavy. Okay.
Oh yeah, I can see them
Uh,
get mhm.
Yeah, but before we get out of here, make sure y'all subscribe to everyone's channel. Like the video if you still here
Do all
watching.
the things.
Do
Yeah.
all the things, and if you know someone who's into Sinner, who saw Sinners and they liked it, or they didn't like it, please share the video. We probably can persuade them to.
Right. I was about to say, hopefully
Okay.
I gave y'all some nuggets.
Yes. So we are about to, before we get out of here, let's go around and see what the people got going on their channels. Inga, what you got?
What's going on? Child, I don't know. Just keep the notifications on.
That's the
I mean,
same
it's
for me.
always some stuff up there, from last week, the Raising Canaan
Check the
stuff last
playlist.
week. Tamika and I had just did Tuesday. We just did Godfather Harlem
Godfather
episode
Harlem.
2. Yeah, and so it's gonna be some more, we're gonna be back on the same train this coming week. So and I'm gonna throw some other things in there. I might go live on maybe Wednesday or Thursday to talk about Raising Cain again, just like a pregame before the next episode. So to keep the community tab open and the notifications, clicked on. You know what I'm saying?
Same for me. Same.
Yeah.
Same for you. Okay.
Yes. Hey,
Oh, you're not
Maddie.
doing the reality
Real Housewives of Atlanta, Raising Canaan, Yellow Jackets is concluded, but it's still up on the channel just in case you guys want to check it out, because
Thank
the
you.
season was awesome. Had a great time with that. So definitely turn on your notifications, subscribe to your girl, and bless me in the tip jar if you want to.
Mhm.
Yeah, for me, same thing. Real Housewives of Atlanta, the Never Ever Mets. We do a panel live Monday evening with EJ, Shayna,
This season
Kara,
is a mess.
and Candy. We do the panel for that on Monday evening. There was no Raising Canaan, there was no Found this week. So yeah, so Real Housewives of Atlanta. What else? We did
Oh,
a
you
Tubi
doing
movie.
Behind the Gates.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, Beyond the Gates.
Oh,
You
Beyond
mean-
the Gates. Sorry, Beyond the Gates. Yeah, Beyond the
Thank
Gates.
you. I do
Child,
my weekly
I be
recap
watching it while I'm working.
tomorrow.
I
Tomorrow
got
do
my
my weekly recap.
iPad right next to it, and I'm watching while I'm working. Child,
Beyond
they
the
a
Gates.
hot mess. I keep meaning to call you about that thing because it's a lot of stuff on there that cracks me up. It's
Yeah.
there's a lot of
Yeah,
stuff
Oh,
cracking
yeah,
me
I'm
we
up.
could-
sorry, I missed that train, y'all. I missed that train.
It's
I
okay.
just say I want to
There's too
support it,
many
Neva, because it's the
episodes.
DMV. I wanted to support it because the DMV, and I just wanted to, and then I said this is the first black, all black, pretty much all black cast. And the CBS has had. I mean, so I said we got to support it, a little bit of it, because if not, they done took off all these other shows off CBS. They done took off Queen Latifah show, the Cedric Entertainer show, the Damon Wayans show, all them shows on CBS. They done
Yeah, I
took
saw
off.
that. They
Yeah.
canceled all that. I was like,
Yeah, me and Inga do need to do Wait Till
Yes,
Exhale.
I know.
We said
Anina,
we gonna do it, we gonna
Anina
do
has
it.
asked me multiple times about doing Wait Till Exhale, and I was going to do it, and there was always something going on. I wasn't feeling good at one point, and I keep changing the date. I mean,
And
I have not forgotten about you. Really, I have not. So we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna
Right.
figure it out and get it.
Especially
know-
since I think it dropped on either Netflix, Paramount, or Peacock or something. So it's like
Yeah, it's somewhere.
Like
I
being
think Tubi or something. It's somewhere you can find it.
really should jump on that. So
Yeah, and they a hot mess, and I'm not gonna be nice to these ladies just because they're women. Not me. I ain't taking up on because they women. And the men too. The men is trash too. So it's gonna be a trash
yeah,
fest.
majority of them are trash.
Yeah,
All of
everybody's
them are
trash. Yeah, everybody got some trash with
I
them.
love it. I love
And
it. We gonna do it.
and so yeah, we're gonna
We'll
figure it
talk
out
backstage,
a
too.
good date to do it. Yeah.
All right, child. If y'all
Yeah,
got
and
any closing
yeah,
thoughts or
Candy, I'm
anything,
sorry we missed you too.
hit the replay gang. Candy.
Right.
Yeah, so we're about to get out of here. We will see y'all in the next, I guess, movie review. Okay.
Yes. Bye, y'all.
Yeah, bye y'all.
Mm.